Let's talk about something that's quietly eating away at the value of philosophical thought in the modern age. If you've spent any time scrolling through social media or watching Stoicism channels, you've probably seen the trend. 40-minute videos with only a few snippets of ancient wisdom, polished with cinematic flair, paired with atmospheric music, and capped off with supposedly motivational messages. Or even worse, inappropriate imagery and shallow advice that actually has nothing to do with the ancient teachings. You invest your time, the video ends, the feeling fades, and you're left with emptiness. But philosophy, real philosophy, was never meant to be consumed passively. It wasn't meant to be entertainment. It was meant to challenge you, to guide you, to transform you. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, Plato, Miyamoto Musashi, and Sun Tzu weren't just words on a page. They were blueprints for living. They were born from struggle, from contemplation, and from the pursuit of truth. And yet, so much of what we see today barely scratches the surface of their wisdom. Today, I want to change that. I want to take you deeper. This isn't going to be another flashy, feel-good montage. This is a powerful collection of the absolute best from the greatest thinkers of the ages. You will learn to understand these teachings, not just as abstract ideas, but as practical tools you can use to create a life of meaning, resilience, and peace. So settle in, because we're going on a journey, one that could very well change the way you see the world and yourself. Let's begin with Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who spent his nights not reveling in luxury, but reflecting on the principles of Stoicism. His meditations were private journals, never meant to be published. Think about that. The most powerful man in the world, writing for no one but himself, reminding himself to stay grounded and virtuous. Marcus believed that the key to peace wasn't found in external power, but in mastering one's mind. He famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This lesson applies directly to you. How often do you let outside events dictate your mood? Maybe someone cut you off in traffic, your plans fell through, or someone criticized you unfairly. It's natural to react emotionally, but Marcus invites us to pause and ask, is this within my control? When you let go of the things you can't control and focus on your own thoughts and actions, you reclaim your power. Marcus also teaches us about the fleeting nature of life. He often reminded himself of mortality, writing, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. This isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to inspire urgency. If you knew your time was limited, would you still waste hours on trivial arguments, scrolling endlessly, or procrastinating on your dreams? Let Marcus's words remind you, the time to act is now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, create it." He also believed in the importance of perspective. The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. Challenges, failures, and disappointments are inevitable, but you have the power to shape how you view them. The next time you face a setback, try seeing it as an opportunity to grow. Ask yourself, how can this make me better? This shift in mindset can transform obstacles into stepping stones. Marcus understood the interconnectedness of humanity. "What injures the hive injures the bee," he wrote, emphasizing that we are all part of something larger. When you act with kindness, when you lift someone up, you're not just helping them, you're strengthening the entire community. Think about how you can contribute, even in small ways, to the well-being of others. In doing so, you also enrich your own life. One of his most powerful teachings is about virtue. "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one," he said. It's easy to get caught up in debates about right and wrong, or to criticize others for their shortcomings. But true virtue lies in action. What can you do today to embody patience, generosity, or courage? Don't wait for someone else to set the example. Be the example. Marcus also reminds us to simplify. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Life becomes easier when we strip away the unnecessary, when we align our actions with our values. Think about the noise in your life, the distractions, the unnecessary drama. How much of it could you let go of to focus on what truly matters? Finally, as he challenges in his meditations, confine yourself to the present. How often do you dwell on the past or worry about the future missing the beauty of the moment you're in. The next time your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the now. Feel the ground beneath you, the breath in your lungs, the life within you. This moment is all you have. Don't let it slip away. Epictetus, another towering figure in Stoicism, takes these ideas even further. Born a slave, Epictetus endured unimaginable hardships, yet his philosophy empowered him to rise above them. He teaches us that freedom isn't about external circumstances. It's about mastering your mind. No man is free who is not master of himself, he said. And this applies to you. Are you truly free, or are you a slave to your emotions, habits, and fears? His most famous teaching is this: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Think about that for a moment. How much of your unhappiness comes from the events themselves, and how much comes from the way you interpret them? The next time you're upset, pause and ask yourself, am I reacting out of habit, or am I choosing a response that aligns with who I want to be? This shift in perspective is where true freedom begins. Epictetus also emphasizes focusing on what you can control. Some things are up to us and some things are not, he wrote. How often do you waste energy trying to change things beyond your control? Maybe it's someone else's behavior or circumstances outside your influence. Epictetus reminds us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. By doing this, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. He also warns against being ruled by desire. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In a world that constantly tells us to chase more money, more success, more approval, Epictetus invites us to look inward. What do you truly need to be happy? And are the things you're chasing really bringing you closer to that happiness, or pulling you further away? Epictetus teaches us the value of preparation. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Life's challenges aren't punishments, they're tests. They reveal your character and give you a chance to grow stronger. When faced with adversity, don't ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this to become better?" His teachings extend to the importance of discipline and self-control. No great thing is created suddenly. Think about the goals you have in your life. Whether it's improving your health, building a career, or nurturing a relationship, progress requires patience and consistency. Epictetus reminds us that success isn't about sudden leaps. It's about the steady, daily effort we put in. The next time you feel frustrated by slow progress, remember that every small step forward is a step toward greatness. Epictetus also speaks to the power of perspective. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. How often do you let negative thoughts cloud your judgment? Perhaps you've faced rejection or failure and interpreted it as a sign of your inadequacy. But what if you saw it instead as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to try again? Epictetus challenges you to shift your perspective and see setbacks not as endings, but as beginnings. He warns us about the dangers of comparison. He famously stated, "If you want to be happy, do not dwell on what others do or say, but on what you do yourself." In today's world, it's easy to look at someone else's success and feel inadequate. But Epictetus reminds us that true happiness comes from within. Focus on your journey, your growth, and your values. The only competition that matters is the one between who you are today and who you were yesterday. Finally, Epictetus leaves us with a call to action. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It's not enough to dream or plan, you have to act. What kind of person do you want to be? What steps can you take today to move closer to that vision? Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Start where you are, with what you have. Seneca, another great Stoic, the Roman statesman and philosopher who offers profound insights into time, wealth, and the art of living. Seneca famously wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Take a moment to reflect on this. How much of your time is spent on distractions, procrastination, or things that don't truly matter? Seneca challenges us to be intentional with our time. Treat it as the precious resource it is, because once it's gone, you can never get it back. Seneca's wisdom on wealth is particularly relevant in today's world. "Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool," he said. Are you chasing money for the sake of having more, or are you using it to create a life of meaning and purpose? Seneca reminds us that wealth is a tool, not a goal. It's meant to serve you, not control you. Consider how you use your resources. Are they aligned with your values and the life you want to build? He also speaks to the importance of resilience. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Life can be overwhelming, and there are times when just getting through the day feels like a victory. Seneca reminds us that courage isn't about grand gestures, it's about facing each day with strength and perseverance. If you're struggling, know that every step forward, no matter how small, is a triumph. Seneca believed in the power of preparation. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Think about the dreams you have. Are you waiting for the right opportunity, or are you preparing yourself so that when it comes, you'll be ready? Success isn't about waiting for the stars to align, it's about aligning yourself with the stars. He also emphasizes gratitude. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. How often do you focus on what you lack instead of what you have? Seneca teaches us to find joy in the present moment, to appreciate the simple things, and to let go of the constant striving for more. Happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you create by recognizing the abundance already in your life. Seneca's wisdom on adversity is profound. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. The challenges you face aren't meant to break you, they're meant to build you. The next time you encounter a setback, remember that it's an opportunity to grow stronger, to learn more, and to become better. He also warns us about the dangers of fear. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, he said. How many times have you worried about something, only to find that it wasn't as bad as you feared? Seneca challenges us to confront our fears and to live with courage. Don't let the fear of failure or the unknown hold you back. The only way to overcome fear is to face it. Seneca believed in living authentically. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to start living the life you want. Each day is an opportunity to begin again, to make different choices, to move closer to your goals. What can you do today to live more fully, more authentically? Lastly, Seneca reminds us to live with integrity. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Your life's worth isn't measured by its length, but by its depth. Focus on quality over quantity. How can you make today meaningful? How can you live in a way that aligns with your values and leaves a positive impact on the world? Plato, one of the greatest philosophers of all time, invites us to look inward. His teachings call us to reflect on truth, justice, and the pursuit of knowledge. Plato's allegory of the cave is one of his most famous works, and it challenges us to examine how we perceive the world. Imagine being chained in a cave, seeing only shadows on the wall, and believing those shadows are reality. This is how Plato describes the human condition before we seek true knowledge. Ask yourself, are you living in a cave of your own making? Are your beliefs shaped by truth, or are they the shadows of societal expectations, fears, and illusions? Plato teaches that the journey to understanding begins with questioning. The unexamined life is not worth living. How often do you stop to question your actions, your beliefs, and your goals? Are you living a life that's truly yours, or are you following a path someone else laid out for you? Start asking the hard questions. What do you value? What do you want to achieve? And are your daily actions aligned with those answers? Plato also believed in the transformative power of education. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel, he said. Learning isn't just about acquiring information. It's about awakening your mind and discovering new possibilities. What are you doing to feed your intellectual curiosity? Read books that challenge you, engage in conversations that make you think, and seek out experiences that expand your perspective. Justice was another cornerstone of Plato's philosophy. In his work, The Republic, he explored what it means to live a just life. For Plato, justice wasn't just about laws, it was about harmony, living in alignment with your values and contributing to the greater good. Think about how you can bring justice into your life. Are your actions fair and ethical? Are you treating others with kindness and respect? Living justly isn't always easy, but it's essential for a meaningful life. Plato challenges us to aim for excellence. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself, he said. Self-discipline is the foundation of growth. Whether it's resisting distractions, overcoming bad habits, or persevering through challenges, every victory over yourself is a step toward becoming the person you want to be. The next time you're tempted to take the easy way out, remember Plato's words and choose discipline over comfort. He also believed in the importance of balance. Plato taught that the ideal life is one where the rational, emotional, and physical aspects of ourselves work in harmony. Think about your own life. Are you neglecting your body by overworking your mind? Are your emotions running unchecked, clouding your decisions? Strive for balance. Take care of your body, nourish your mind, and manage your emotions. When these aspects of yourself are in harmony, you'll find peace. Plato reminds us to seek truth, even when it's uncomfortable. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth, he wrote. Honesty, both with yourself and others, is not always easy, but it's necessary for growth. Are there truths in your life you've been avoiding? Perhaps about your relationships, your habits, or your goals. Facing them is the first step to change. He also speaks to the power of courage. In the Republic, he describes courage as preserving your beliefs in the face of fear or adversity. What are you afraid of? Failure? Rejection? The unknown? Plato teaches us that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the strength to move forward despite it. Take that first step, even if it's small. Courage grows with action. Lastly, Plato leaves us with a vision of a better world. He believed that by striving for excellence, seeking truth, and living justly, we could create a society that uplifts everyone. Think about how you can contribute to that vision. Your actions, no matter how small, ripple outward. When you strive to be the best version of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. From the philosophical halls of Greece, we turn to the disciplined path of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai whose Book of Five Rings offers timeless wisdom on mastery and discipline. Musashi lived a life of simplicity and focus, teaching that mastery in any field requires dedication and clarity of purpose. He famously wrote, "Do nothing that is of no use." How much of your time is spent on things that don't matter? Musashi challenges us to strip away the unnecessary and focus only on what moves us closer to our goals. Musashi's philosophy emphasizes adaptability. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain, he said. This is a powerful reminder that there's no single way to achieve success. If one approach isn't working, adapt. Stay flexible and open-minded. The path may not be what you expected, but it can still lead to greatness. Discipline was at the heart of Musashi's teachings. He believed that consistency in practice was the foundation of excellence. You can only fight the way you practice. Are you preparing yourself for the battles of life, whether they're in your career, relationships, or personal growth? Every action you take is training for the person you want to become. Practice with intention. Musashi also warns against attachment. The primary thing when you take a sword in your hands is your intention to cut the enemy, whatever the means. While his words reflect the world of the warrior, the principle applies to all of us. Are you clinging to outdated beliefs, relationships, or habits that no longer serve you? Let them go. Focus on your goals with clarity and determination. He teaches us to embrace discomfort. Musashi wrote, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." This means letting go of ego and facing challenges with humility and determination. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. Seek out those experiences that test you and approach them with an open heart. Musashi's wisdom also extends to mindfulness. In battle, if you make your opponent flinch, you have already won, he said. Success often lies in focus and presence. Are you fully engaged in the moment, or are you distracted by worries and fears? Bring your attention back to the present. That's where your power lies. He believed in the importance of strategy. The way is in training. Success isn't about luck, it's about preparation. Have a plan, but also be willing to adapt as circumstances change. Life is unpredictable, and strategy is your tool for navigating its challenges. Musashi challenges us to live simply. He renounced material possessions and worldly attachments, believing that true strength comes from within. Consider your own life. Are you weighed down by things that don't truly matter? Simplify. Focus on what brings you meaning and joy. Finally, Musashi leaves us with the call to pursue mastery. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye, he wrote. True mastery isn't just about skill, it's about understanding and intuition. Whatever you're pursuing, dive deeply into it. Learn, practice, and immerse yourself until you not only understand the surface, but the essence of what you do. Mastery is a lifelong journey, and Musashi's wisdom reminds us that it's not the destination that matters, but the growth along the way. Now let's look to Sun Tzu, whose art of war has guided warriors, leaders, and thinkers for centuries. Sun Tzu's wisdom isn't just for the battlefield, it's for life itself. One of his most famous teachings is, victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Preparation is everything. Are you planning your battles, whether they're in your career, relationships, or personal goals? Or are you rushing in unprepared? Success comes from understanding yourself, your environment, and your challenges before you take action. Sun Tzu believed in knowing your strengths and weaknesses. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles, he said. Self-awareness is the foundation of success. Take time to reflect on your abilities, your limitations, and your patterns. When you understand yourself deeply, you're better equipped to navigate the challenges ahead. He also emphasizes flexibility. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you can be the director of your opponent's fate. Life is unpredictable, and rigidity is a weakness. Adaptability is strength. The next time you face an obstacle, ask yourself how you can pivot and approach it from a different angle. Sun Tzu's advice on timing is profound. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Success often hinges on recognizing the right moment and taking action. How many opportunities have you let slip by because you hesitated or doubted yourself? Be ready to act when the time is right. Courage combined with preparation leads to remarkable outcomes. One of his most empowering lessons is about using strategy to overcome adversity. As he wrote, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." Life's challenges often carry hidden blessings, but only if you're willing to look for them. When you face chaos, instead of panicking, pause and ask, what opportunity lies here? How can I turn this situation to my advantage? Sun Tzu also teaches us the importance of simplicity. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. Sometimes the best way to achieve a goal is not through force or conflict, but through understanding and strategy. Think about your own life. Are you fighting unnecessary battles? Focus your energy where it truly matters and let go of the rest. He reminds us of the value of preparation. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Preparation isn't glamorous, but it's essential. Whether it's studying for an exam, practicing a skill, or saving for the future, the effort you put in now will pay off when it matters most. Sun Tzu's teachings on leadership are also powerful. A leader leads by example, not by force. Leadership isn't about control, it's about inspiration. Whether you're leading a team, a family, or just yourself, set an example through your actions. Show integrity, kindness, and courage, and others will follow. He also believed in the power of balance. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger, he wrote. Too much force, and you may break. Too little, and you may falter. Success lies in knowing when to push and when to rest, when to speak and when to listen. Find your balance, and you'll move through life with grace and strength. Finally, Sun Tzu leaves us with a lesson in perspective. All warfare is based on deception, he said. This isn't about being dishonest, but about understanding that appearances can be deceiving. Don't take things at face value. Look deeper, question assumptions, and seek the truth. This wisdom applies not only to conflicts, but to every aspect of life. The more clearly you see the world, the more effectively you can navigate it. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, Plato, Miyamoto Musashi, and Sun Tzu are more than ancient wisdom. They're tools for living. These philosophers don't offer easy answers. They offer guidance for those willing to reflect, adapt, and grow. The journey to living a virtuous, resilient, and meaningful life is not simple, but it is profoundly rewarding. You have within you the power to take these lessons and apply them, to live with purpose, courage, and integrity, to face challenges with grace and turn them into opportunities. The wisdom of the ages is here for you. All you have to do is embrace it. Start today. Start now. The life you want is within reach.